Hey friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Wednesday, May 29th, 2024, and I am back with my next video almost 2 months later and in a brand new location. So welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new or returning, I appreciate you all checking me out today. I'm gonna try and do this relatively at a good time, like good pace. Kaya has the touch of the kennel cough, so we have a vet appointment soon. But if it doesn't get done right now, I don't know when it'll get done. So we are, I have so much to tell you about. It has been an insane few weeks. I'm actually gonna save my life update to the end of the video. I normally do it here at the beginning, but I have so much to talk about, and on both stitching and on life. I've lived basically it feels like I've lived 3 years in the last 4, 6, 7 weeks. So lots to talk about. And if I do need to do this in another section, that'd be an easy one to kind of add at the end. So we'll see how fast we can get through this. I've done a ton of stitching in the last 2 months. My last video, I think it was like March 30th. It was Easter weekend was the last time I filmed. So lots going on. I've had a few finishes, I've had a few starts, I've worked on a lot of whips, and I have some plans and some Stitchy Kindness. I actually have a Stitchy Kindness that is also a giveaway, which will be towards the end of the video as well. So stick around. Super excited to be back. I've missed you all. Just really briefly, I did move to Williamsburg, Virginia. I am in my very small but craft room, which I'm very excited about. I actually put up some of my unfinished, un-FFO'd finishes. So they're done, but they're not FFO'd yet on the wall. But I tried filming in front of that and the lighting was not working. So I'm looking at all of my stitching versus being able to have it behind me. So I tried, and it just, like, the lighting, the different colored fabrics just weren't working, sadly. I was inspired by Brenda, Handiwork Maniac. She always films in front of her finishes, and I loved that idea. So I was able to get them on the wall, but I'll try and do, like, a video, if I can get the lighting right, that represents them well, because I did try once, and it just it was not representative at all. It made them look terrible. So if I can figure that out, I will happily do like a tour video of it. But yeah, I'm gonna actually jump into the stitching because again, I have a lot to share with you on both fronts. So some finishes that I've had. I've had one new release that is available at my Gumroad, my Etsy, and as a printed pattern. So I have some printed patterns that I did for Stitch Away trunk show back in January. And I don't have any trunk shows coming up, and so no reason for these patterns to just sit here. So on my Instagram DStash at Georgia Girl DStash, which I'll have listed below, I have a set number of printed patterns of most of my patterns. If you prefer printed versus PDF, but if you prefer PDF, they're at Gumroad and Etsy. So this one is my most recent release. This is Kind Fierce Brave, and it is stitched on 40 count wisteria. That's like a better representation of the fabric. It's like a very light purple, kind of like a wisteria flower, from Color and Cotton. The colors are quite bright. I'm still working out my lighting situation in this room, like I said, so it's a work in progress. Hopefully each video will get better and better, but this is my finish. I loved working on this. It was so much fun, and I'm happy to finally release it. So I originally had released it Mother's Day a year ago, but I hadn't stitched it yet. So now the model is officially stitched and ready to go. So that's finish number 1. Finish number 2 was also an April Whip Go. Whip Go is from Jessie Marie Does Stuff, the bingo game. This one was also my closest to a finish. So I was kind of I wanted to get this finished anyway. So I blew past my Whip Go goal and got it done. And this is, I'm calling it E2R basically. And it is my adaptation of a needlework kit that I had been given. I don't have it anymore, but this is my adaptation of a needlework kit. And this is my finish. This is on 40 count raw. Try and get that lighting. It's a very, like, the red and blue are very bright, but it's kind of washing out right now. Making it look darker. It is, they're quite bright red and blue. Like, that's DMC 321. But the gold is Petite Treasure Braid 01. Maybe if I try different. I got my ring light. I don't know. It's all a work in progress here. I'm always a work in progress. So yes, that is my second finish. It was a lot of fun to stitch. I would like do the white and then fill in all that, and then the red and then fill in all that blue and kind of outline. Those are the colors. Huh, I don't know how to like get that to go that way. So you can kind of see that's how bright it is. I do have windows right here, so maybe my next video I'll flip. But yeah, that's my second finish. And then my third finish is more of like a finish for now. It is not fully finished. Oh, I didn't bring the pattern. This is a Hindsight kit that they're like words with charms that you can get. And this is the navy one, but I flipped it. So in the model, it's blue and yellow stitched on a white fabric with 4 charms. I did it on 28 count Lugana from navy and did it white floss for the words. And then I did the same Petite Treasure Braid 01 for the gold outline. So this is a finish for now because the charms that came in my pattern, I bought this a long time ago from Keepsakes, like 2019, which feels like a long time ago. Some people were like 5 years. That wasn't that long ago. To me, it feels like a long time ago. I bought that, and the charms that came were not the charms that were on the model, which they do say like charms subject to change, but the ones I got, I don't like. Like, they're not representative of like David's Navy. My husband, if you're new here, my husband is a physician in the Navy, and the charms on the front were more representative of like him in the Navy versus the ones we got. Like the ones I got, one was an aircraft carrier, which he'll never work on. An enlisted Navy sailor like outfit, which he's never been enlisted. He's an officer. And then the other one just said like Navy, but this has Navy. This says literally Navy. So I just was like, but the ones on the front were much more, I don't remember, one was like a Navy diver, which he is a Navy diver now. He's certified to be a Navy diver. And then I forget what the other ones were, but they were more like David. So all that to say, I'm holding out. I liked one of the ones that it came with, which was this anchor. I gotta figure out how to get it straight. Was this anchor that had USN on it. That was great. And then I need to find 3 other charms somehow, some way. I tried Googling like the company Hindsight charms, and I couldn't find like their source, and they don't have it listed. So if anyone knows how to get like where to get charms from, the ones on Etsy were really expensive. Like they're like for like a charm bracelet or a pendant, you know, and I'm like, I don't want to spend $30 for a charm. So if anyone has any ideas on where to source charms, let me know. But this was very fast. This only took a few hours to stitch this part. So once I have the other charms, I can fully finish that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I at least have the ability to. So those are my 3 finishes. And then my I've had 2 starts since I last saw you. This one I just started this past weekend for Memorial Day. Yes. This is Forever in Peace from Sweet Wing Studio. I bought this the first time I went to Liberty Hill Needleworks here in Williamsburg. I love this cover photo. I love it a lot. That's why I bought it. I'm not doing the words. I'm just doing the flag. These colors, so she released this in 2022. I'm guessing dye lots have changed a lot since 2022 because when I went to go kit this up, did not look like this cover photo. Not very much. The reds especially were like dark plum purple reds, which just were not, I mean, these are a little bit more like pinky reds, but that was still not what the called for were. And I didn't have really any of the called for in my stash already. So I decided to kit up from stash, except for the reds. I did not have good reds in my stash. I really need to work on my red stash, apparently. But I did have all the others. So I went to Liberty Hill and took this and I got a couple of reds. I started this for Memorial Day weekend here in the United States and I got the Field of Stars done. And I'll tell you my conversion here in a second. I am stitching this on 40 count Spacious Skies from Color and Cotton. Again, it looks like that. It's that bright. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn it for next video because it's bright like that. And then when I turn it, it turns dark. Let me see if I can get, is that better? Yeah, so I need to bring the ring light closer too. So let's try that. New setup problems. So yeah, so that is where I got, which is all of the blue. So now I have all of the stripes left and I'm super happy with it. It's a lot of fun to stitch. It's so much fun to stitch. And I pretty much worked on this all weekend. So I was able to get a good amount done. The colors I am using, my conversion, the 2 blues are Gentle Art Sampler Threads Midnight and Color and Cotton Blue Suede, which it says special edition, but I feel like I've seen it in her, or something similar in her line. It's like a baby blue that goes to like a slightly darker blue. So these are my 2 blues. My 2 reds are gonna be Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red and Blue Coat Red. So it'll be those 2, which are a little like pinkier, but they're not as pink. So they match the blues pretty well. The white, I'm using Color and Cotton Albatross because it's just not as much of a bright white. It's a little bit more toned down like the rest of these colors. And then the brown calls for Weeks Dye Works Driftwood, which I thought would look pretty good. And I think it would, but the dye lots right now are just don't look like that. So I had this in my stash. It was a Color and Cotton gift for you. Like it doesn't have a name, but it kind of has this like brown grayish tone to it. So we'll see how that works. But that's as far as I got on that one. I'm gonna probably put this away for now that I'm at like a pretty good stopping point. I'm gonna put this away until July and bring it back out for 4th of July. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to face that way. You'll see a lot of these again though. These aren't going away. A lot of these aren't going away for long. So that'll come back out in July. And then my other new start is actually my next design that I'm working on, my next model. And this is called a Williamsburg Welcome model here. And I started this when, on our move-in day to Williamsburg. So we moved in, well, I got the keys to the house April 8th. And then we officially moved April 20th. April 8th is also my mom's birthday. So I started this on like when I got the keys. And this is stitched on 46 count raw. And that's as far as I am. The red, so I have changed. So if you watched my previous video, I did talk about doing this new start. I have changed the colors since then because the colors I chose just weren't showing up on this fabric very well. So I did change the colors. Excuse my dog's barking. And the colors I changed to are so the white is just DMC white. I just like, the variegated wasn't working. I couldn't find a good variegated to work with that. So DMC white. And then the green is still Weeks Dye Works Emerald. But then I'm using Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red and Gentle Art Presidential Blue. So those are gonna be, I had tried, and I think it may have worked on a different fabric for the white, Weeks Dye Works White Lightning. Might have worked, but not, unfortunately not on the fabric I chose. So, and then the letters, which you don't have to do the letters, but the letters I'm doing in Weeks Dye Works Kohl. So that's as far as I got. And I'm keeping this on the Q-snap because I want to do, this is my current, like, well, right now until I start residency, 100 stitches a day. So I'm trying to get 100 stitches in this a day. And then it won't be done for a while if I do that. But I mean, I usually get it more than 100 in. It just depends on the day. But right now I'm trying to get at least 100 in a day. So yeah. So that's my other new start. And then I have a few whips. So like I said, I'm doing Whip Go. So my May Whip Go calls, we actually had 3 in May because of 13 was called. So we had 3 calls. My Elizabeth memorial piece, Queen Elizabeth's memorial piece was one of my May calls. And then my other May call, which I worked on this one a lot while I was gone. This is Winter Gnome from Wonder Stitch UA. It's a pack of 3. This is the second one. This is the model of it. I'm doing this on 46 count raw as well. And here I am. Oh, it's coming along so well. So I was able to, so before I just had basically the brim of her hat, her nose, and then like the inside of this flower. So I added all of this, the rest of the flower and all of this, and then started to bring down, this is like her body. These are gonna be her braids. And then she's holding the snowflake here and then her gloves. So yeah, I'm at, I think I put 2,000 stitches in on this, if not more, maybe 2,500 stitches. And it's just so pretty. Oh, I love it so much. So very happy again. It's quite bright. There you can get the brightness level of it. And yeah, very happy. Which is good because I hadn't worked on it since I'd started it last year. So it was good to get that out. And then my other May Whip Go, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Winter Gnome was April. That was my April Whip Go. Sorry. So that was April Whip Go along with Kind Fierce Brave. And then Queen Elizabeth was May, Nautical Flags, and Season and Lace Winter were all May. So this was not this is my other model that I'm working on, slowly but surely. I need to make this a higher priority because it's almost done. This is Nautical Flags Alphabet. Here's the model of it. And here's as far as I got. I got 2 more letters in. So I got S and T in. So yeah. And then for this one, I'm trying to get 2 letters in a month. So I've got U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and then the numbers. So two parts a month at minimum right now. So I've done my May, so I'm gonna bring this for June, get U and V in. And then so 1, 2, 3, I'll do 3 letters, 4. Yeah, I should have this done by the end of the year. That's my ultimate goal, is to finish this by the end of the year. So if I do 2 to 3 a month, I should be able to do that. Oh, I love it. And then one of my finishes up there, which I can put a picture in here, is I kind of already have a finish of this sorta. I took this 2 years ago and spelled out our last name and our wedding year. So I took the AXFORD 2021 and then spelled it out on a piece of fabric. So I'll put a picture of that in here so you can see that. Oh, and this is stitched on 40 count anthracite. So. And then my other whip for the month of May was Seasons in Lace Winter from Jan Hicks Creates. I'll put a picture in here. I am doing all 4 seasons on the same fabric. I'm stitching this on 56 count antique lace. And this is as far as I've gotten. So I added this to get my whip goggle. I love these colors so much. The stitches are so tiny. And again, it's like very pretty bright blues. And that's where I'm at. Oh, and so I got that in, and then I got this motif in as well. But as you can see, I mean, so this is the end of this. So I have a much bigger piece of fabric than the full piece is gonna be, because that's as wide as the winter is gonna be, and it's equally that wide on the other side. So I do have a much wider piece of fabric than I need, but I don't know how much, it's like excessively taller though. So yeah, so all 4 seasons. I will be eventually doing, oh, there's Kai here. I will eventually be doing a color conversion on the summer one. The summer one, she did all in purples, which is like not my color. That also just like doesn't represent like summer to me. So I'll be changing that to greens. That is a long way away because I'm still in winter. So, and then I do spring and then summer. So yeah. And then my last whip to share with you is from Easter weekend. I did continue working on the He Is Risen from the spring 2024 Just Cross Stitch magazine. That is the cover photo. I am doing a complete conversion to overdyes. If you're interested, let me know. It's just all from Stash. Some you can't really get anymore, like their specialty color and cottons or something. But I'm happy to share with you what I did do. And the other big change I'm making is I am doing the hillside in green, not brown. This is being stitched on 40 count spearmint medium from Color and Cotton. And this is how much further I got. So very happy. Made some good progress on that. I'm considering, and it's like this in the model too. So it's not just because of my conversion, but the top of the white of this middle cross kind of gets lost in the yellow. So I'm considering, once everything's in, back stitching the crosses. Make them stand out a little bit more. And I would do it in the same color as the He Is Risen. So I'm considering like the very, very, very light purple, like 3347 or something like that. Cause that is a color of Easter, is the purple. But it would be like the lightest purple. That's where I'm at. And I found all the sides. So this is the bottom, that's the width, and that's the top. So that's as big, as like big as it will be. I don't know why I have such a wide margin on my fabric. I somehow well, I guess that's like a 3-inch, let's see. Oh no, it's a 2.5-inch margin all the way around. That one's a 3-inch margin. That's a 3-inch. Okay, so I did a 3-inch margin all the way around, which I guess is typical. I usually do 2 to 3 because I don't frame very much, so I don't need like a super wide margin, but this maybe I considered framing, so I left myself the 3-inch. But yeah, so that's my last WIP, and that's all my stitching for the last 2 months, which is a lot, and I am happy about it because I see my stitching going down quite a bit starting June 17th, so which is when I start orientation for residency. So let me do plans. June WIP Go got called, and I will be stitching on Sea Glass from Carolyn Manning Designs. And I am stitching it on 40 count Sea Glass from Color and Cotton. This is my starting point. Not a lot. Oh yeah, that's the better color, representation of the colors. So that is my starting point. Oh yeah, that's the better representation of the fabric too. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. So that's where I'm starting. And then my other WIP Go is Hands-On Design Let's Talk Stitching. I am stitching this on 40 count Lagoon, and I am changing the greens to 905 and 906. I'm just not a fan of like yellowy greens. I like bluey greens. So I'm changing that. My frog will be a little different than like a normal frog, but that's okay. And this is where this is where I'm starting from. So for my WIP Go, my ultimate goal for WIP Go is 240 stitches. That's my ultimate goal for each piece on WIP Go. I usually like to put more in if I can, but at a bare minimum, 240. I shouldn't say bare minimum. That's like my gold level goal. I have 3 levels of goals. Silver, so gold is like the 240. Silver is 100, and bronze is any stitching at all, because I want to touch all my WIPs this year. That's my ultimate goal each year, is just to touch each WIP. So I would love to put like 240 stitches in each WIP. And so far I've done that, and I've only missed one so far. Yeah, I've only missed one so far. So I need to, the other one, and then there's one that I've gotten 100 in, and I need to get another 140 if I can by the end of the year. So that's where I stand. And that's where we're starting from. Okay, so that's all of the official stitch. Oh, and then I do have a new start planned. It's coming in the mail now. It should be here Saturday, hopefully, before I leave on Sunday. I'm gonna start a new piece for my 3-year wedding anniversary with David. Normally I like to try to like design something myself like I did last year, but that's just not happening this year. So one of our quotes, one of our special, at least for me to him, him and to me as well, but like is, in high tide or low tide, I'll always be by your side. And especially with like him being in the Navy and like our beach love, that's one of our special quotes. And so I will be starting in All Tides by Doreen Jones, which was in the April 2023 Cross Stitcher magazine. I bought it online. I'll link it down below. It was like $3 from Pocket Mags is where I found it. And then you can download the magazine, and then you can access the magazine online, and then you can download each individual pattern. So I did that. And then I ordered all of the stuff from, I didn't have the right fabric for it. So I got 40 count flax from 123 Stitch, and because I'm doing it on 40 count, there's beads in it. So I got petite beads from Mill Hill. I'm hoping those work. I remember I asked Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff one time, like what beads she used for like 40 count. And she uses the 15/0 size beads. So I got the same colors, but in the smaller sizes. So hopefully that'll work. Other than that, I plan to do everything called for. Yeah, So that's my planned new start for June. I got my 2 whip goes, and then we'll just kind of see. I'm gonna, you know, try and keep working on Williamsburg Welcome, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So I'm excited. And then July, we'll see what July brings, because I officially start like working July 1st. So I don't know what that all will mean for me and my stitching. So we'll just see, one day at a time. Okay, I had some incredible stitchy kindness that from so these lovely ladies. I got an email and then an Instagram message that they had left a gift for me at Liberty Hill. So I went and picked it up. I got the message from Kim, and they are of Daisy Joe Designs is their company. And they do portfolios and patterns. And they left me my very first project portfolio as like a graduation gift, and just like everything going on gift. They made me this amazing Mount Vernon fabric, which is only like 2 hours from here. I need to go. Portfolio with an M, and it was just so incredibly kind. I seriously cannot thank them enough for thinking of me and doing this. And so when you open it, they had stickers. They're from Portland, Oregon. So they had this Acorns and Threads booklet, and then they gave me a keychain from Portland, Oregon as well. But what's cool about this is that there's 2 sides, as you can see, and then 2 pockets underneath. And it's just impeccable. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I've never had one before, and I'm super excited to give it a try. So thank you guys so much. But they didn't stop here. They also made one for one of you. So this is the giveaway for today, is this incredible portfolio from Daisy Joe Designs, which I will also link them down below. This one's a little different. This one is, it's a portfolio on the side, like the zipper on the side, and then floss, and then if you bobbinate, then there's room for your bobbins on the other side. So, and then they have, and then this, you still have you can slide it underneath. It will come with a Portland keychain as well in this one. If you would like this, use the word Daisy. Daisy Joe Design. So use the word Daisy if you would like this. Comment down below. And then it'll also come with a pack of bobbins. I forgot to include that. So this one will be the portfolio, the keychain, and the pack of bobbins in this one. So please comment Daisy if you would like this sent to you. And then they also design patterns. So they included 3 of their patterns, and I'm gonna do these as 3 separate giveaways. I'm gonna spread the love a little bit. So these are all from Daisy Joe Designs. The first one is Flip Flops in Summer. So if you would like this one, please use the word summer. The other one is A Tree Smiles. It says, each time you open a book and read it, a tree smiles knowing there's life after death. If you like this one, use the word tree. And then the last one is Stars and Freedom. So if you would like this one, use the word freedom. And that's my giveaway for this month, 2 months. So 4 giveaways, the portfolio and then individual patterns. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate you both. They were here in Williamsburg, I think, for a wedding. And they just happened to stop by Liberty Hill and left that for me. So I'm very excited to use it. I'm gonna put my Sweet Wing Studios in here. Forever in Peace in here. So love it. And then I I did have giveaways from the last video. I only heard back from one of the people, which I'm sorry, I have not shipped it out yet. I apologize. But the other one is Sea Dragon's Lair. So if you see this, please email me your address if you you won the bloom chart. So if I don't hear from you by the time I film my next video, I will call someone different for that. And we'll kind of start fresh on giveaways. So, oh, I actually did have one more giveaway. One more. And that is, I got another round of Mo's Sale Silk. It's 360 yards of silk spool in the color Persian Gulf. So if you would like this, I got 2 for myself and then 1 for you guys. So if you would like this, use the word Gulf. This gorgeous variegated, 360 yards of it. All right, so those are all my giveaways. It's also for, so I had, partly had so many giveaways, thank you to Daisy Joe Designs, but also I had my 4-year Floss Tube anniversary back in April. So I wanted to do kind of more of a giveaway as well this week to celebrate that. I couldn't do much more than that right now. But if you are, I thank you all so much for all of your support. So I do have a little bit of time. Let me go into a little bit of a life update here because that's all of the stitching. If that's all you care about, then I hope you have a great month. I'll be back hopefully towards the end of June with a new update, and happy stitching. If you're interested in the life update, buckle up. Where do you even start? So I was last here Easter weekend. Right after that, I got the keys and started slowly moving up to Williamsburg. It was about a 35-mile drive. So I would just kind of bring loads up occasionally during the day, because thankfully my last rotation ended up being extremely relaxed. So I actually finished April 11th was my last day of med school. So I was done, was it the following Tuesday? It was, so I went in April 9th and then that Tuesday, and then I had to go in the following Tuesday, but nothing in between. So I guess it was that following Tuesday was my last day, and that was it. And then I was done with medical school. We had friends and my parents came up and helped me move April 20th. So we officially moved in out of Suffolk into Williamsburg April 20th. The weekend before that, my parents experienced a tragedy. One of their beloved dogs died suddenly and tragically. Still don't know what happened. He was in distress, breathing, and then passed away. So that was, and he was my dad's like best friend. So, dog best friend. So it was, that was really tough. So I actually made an emergency trip home that weekend before. And the following weekend, they came up. We got my friends to help, and we moved me. And then 2 days later, I left for a 3-week trip. The first week, Kaya got our 1-year-old puppy got spayed, and David was able to make a trip up from Panama City that weekend. So he was able to come up, and then I followed him back down and spent a few days with him down in Panama City before he then graduated his second phase of dive school, where that was like proper dive school for the Navy. I don't even know how to describe what dive school is, other than they are full-on Navy divers. They can do insane things underwater. They went through insane training. And out of 17, only 5 made it through, and David was one of them. So it was crazy. The graduation was great. And then I came back. The next day was my 10-year high school reunion, which I helped plan with my best friend, who was our class president. That was a lot of fun, kind of reconnecting with some people. And then had a couple of days, and then I graduated medical school. So We all went down to Auburn, Alabama, and had a full weekend celebration, and it was amazing. And my mom and my best friend just did an amazing, like decorating the house and got an amazing cake. And we just, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We also learned that David's orders got changed. Good old Navy. He is no longer moving to Williamsburg, Virginia. He will now be moving to North Carolina. He was supposed to be in Virginia Beach, and was why we moved to Williamsburg. I'm starting residency in Richmond. He was going to be working in Virginia Beach, and we were both going to commute each day. The needs of the Navy changed, and so now he is going to Camp Lejeune down there. So, and I really won't be able to talk about what he's doing anymore. So just know that he's not here with me during the week. Of course, the mowers got started. He will be the physician down there for a team. So he will be coming home on the weekends. It is a pretty typical 9 to 5 most of the time, unless he's deployed job. And he'll be able to, it's about a 4-hour drive. So he'll be able to come home on the weekends. The dogs are gonna go live with him because I physically can't take care of them day to day with my schedule. Sadly, there are no puppy daycares open 15 hours a day, understandably. So the dogs are gonna go live with him, and they will all come home to see me on the weekends. So that was a huge blow, because we just had so many plans worked out. It could be a lot worse. We're grateful that he's still within driving distance. He's able to still come home on weekends. Like, there's a lot of silver linings, but it's just very different than what we already had planned. I considered moving to Richmond, but the idea and the cost of moving again was not realistic, or just didn't make sense. So I'm staying put. I also am so in love with where we live. It is amazing. So yeah, that's kind of the biggest change, is our life's just kind of altering a little bit. And we don't know how long he'll be there. It could be 1 year, it could be 3 years. Hopefully it's only 1, but it could be 3. So we'll just see. Day by day. And then, God, what else? I have to make my list. Kaya turned 1 on Memorial Day. My parents got a new puppy this past weekend, who is amazing, gorgeous little boy. And I leave Sunday to go up to Connecticut to see David. So I head up to Connecticut for a couple of weeks until he officially graduates this program, and then he gets to come home for 2 weeks. So we are, stop it guys, stop. So we'll have like pretty much the whole month of June together, which will be great. And before he has to move down, he moves after 4th of July. So we have some time together, which is really good, before I officially get started and he officially gets started. Yeah, and then my parents are transitioning up to Asheville, and yeah, there's a lot of change going on. It's a big year. Even numbered years are big changes for my family, it seems. 2018, I graduated college, moved to Cincinnati. 2020, I started med school and moved to Auburn. 2022, we moved to Suffolk. And now 2024, I've moved to Williamsburg and started residency. So a lot of changes happening every 2 years. So the dogs overall are doing well. Like I said, I'm taking Kaya here in about 25 minutes to go to the vet to get some antibiotics for the start of her kennel cough. It started literally last night. She has that like whooping cough kind of sound, and it's not happening all the time, of course, but I want to nip it early. She started a new daycare last week, so, kid crud, even in dogs. Yeah, I think that's like all the big stuff that I can even think about. I'm tired, but also like this is a good time to rest. I don't really have any major like stuff going on right now. I have a lot of time for stitching until I start residency, pretty much. So yeah, thank you all so much for all of your support. Social media, Instagram, thank you all so much. It has been so great to have you all kind of along for this crazy, crazy journey that we are on. And just one day at a time and enjoying our stitching. So with that, I will see you when I get back from Connecticut at the end of June. Hopefully with a lot of stitching done. And I hope you all, stay cool and enjoy this, whatever weather you're in. I hope you're able to manage it. So, because I know it's kind of all over the place, all over the world. So, all right. Happy stitching, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye.